Welcome everyone to BIGGUNNER81 Live, presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks, BAT Arms LLC, Eggleston Munitions, the range at 355, of course, and we got Pete in the house tonight. Probably forgetting somebody off the list. Oh yeah, Splinter Precision. How can I forget? Our newest sponsor. You can check them out at splinterprecision.com. They make some really awesome barrels. So welcome everybody tonight. In the house we have with us David from Renegade Ammo, who don't see his camera, but we hear him. Welcome, David. Thought we heard him. He'll be back, I'm sure.
I'll be right
back. There you go. And we got Pete from the Range 35 in the house with us. Welcome. And also Will from Vulture Equipment Works. Is that correct? I'm not messing it up.
No, that's it.
I have a habit of messing up people's business names and their names and stuff. So, welcome. Thanks for being with us. And we also got Corey from Grunt Style.
Awesome.
And what is Southern Style Beards?
That is a beard company. I am in the process of getting finalized and set up so I can get my oils and my bombs out there to people.
Oh, cool.
Good, Corey, because a couple of my guys could use it.
Oh, good. Well, we'll see about that on Thursday.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I was muted there. Any of you guys going to NRA show this week?
No, I had to skip it. I got way too much work going on. You guys?
That's right, Will.
Yeah,
turn them out.
Found it.
We're planning on going. I do have to say, by the way, Will, too, your background there, I have to say it's maybe just a little bit better than Matt Metzger's.
I think he might. I think Will might have earned the belt tonight.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
definitely. He's definitely got a wider pistol selection in the background there for sure. So
there's a few pistols there. It's not my collection. It's just more my my go-to, my beaters, and some of the things that I've been working on and crap like that.
So out of your collection, what is your favorite?
Oh God, my favorite pistol.
Okay, I'll give you this. I'll give you two favorites: a pistol and a rifle, or three. Shotgun too, if you want.
Pistol, and a rifle. Favorite pistol's got to be my TRP operator. I had it built by Springfield a long time ago, and it's a bull barrel, full length dust rail, and it's just square on, man. 50 feet. I can shoot quarters all day long with it. It's a bit of a pig, because of that full length dust cover and that. But second runner up to that is like my H&K SOCOM. That thing is just you can't kill it. It's awesome. But I don't know,
dude. I'm kind of liking that P308 right now too.
Yeah, P308's fun. I gotta tell you, I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. It's that's my new hotness right now. I built a knife to go along with it, so it's the same color, this burnt bronze, and this is my new hog gun. I got rid of one of my FALs because it was just too heavy, and this thing is just super light for being a 308.
For gas piston too. That's
exactly.
It's really not very heavy.
No,
that is cool.
And it just, the concussion that comes off it is pretty tremendous, but it's a flat shooter. I mean, barely any multiple rise on it. I'm really happy. with it. So that's my new hotness. But my favorite rifle is probably got to be my Remington 700. And went through sniper school with that out at Storm Mountain.
Very nice. That's on my list too to build at some point is a 700. One of the things I was going to ask too. So for everybody out there, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do and everything.
All right. So Vulture Equipment Works makes expedition quality outdoor accessories. I started with a weapon deployment platform for the military. It was a 4-point rigging platform, and it was really kind of unique. I built it for a specific contract that I was doing some aviation photography with. So this is your basic 4 points, and then you've got these lower risers that come off of this. And the whole principle behind this is that you can use one strap to do multiple different things. So I built it out of personnel webbing. The Air Force gave it its clearance. Funny story, we had it in Canada, North America. So we decided to at the time I was going through a lot of commercial photography and stuff after my brain injury. So we took it and we put a camera on it, and I was hanging out of the back of a C-130 doing pictures for the F-22 Raptor project, which are really cool. I got to show you guys those someday.
But hey, I will tell the guys, Will, on your behalf,
yeah.
The photos are awesome.
Oh, thanks. And so that's I kind of brought that in the camera world. Canon took a hold of it, and they gave it to one of their girls that does all the photography for NASA. And she's walking out, and she's going to get ready in this F-16. And the pilot stops her, and he's like, whoa, what is that? She's like, that's my camera strap. He goes, no, it's not. That's not a camera strap. That's not coming in my bird. And she's like, why? It's just a camera strap. He's like, no, that thing gets hung up in here. We won't be able to eject if something happens. That's got to stay on the ground. So it was kind of fun. She called me back the next day all PO'd and bent out of shape. But that's how I got my start. I had a training company long time ago prior to that. And then kind of took the straps, and I started to evolve into knives and survival kits and fire kits and all sorts of stuff. So that's what we're doing now.
So do you have like a sample you can show us, like one of your knives that you made?
Yeah, sure. So this is the Mark II cholera. That's the profile is called the cholera. So all the knife and tool in the line gets a name associated with the entomology of the species. So cholera is a disease that vultures keep in check from spreading to man in the wild. So it's 3/16. This the Mark II platform is 154 cm, and we have these professionally heat treated after we get done machining them. So they're 60 Rockwell all the way through, and that's what Crucible Metals says that metal should be at. So each metal is designed to go to a certain Rockwell hardness, as well as a certain recipe for getting to that hardness. So what we do is we adhere strict to the mill's manufacturing requirements, and then here's the talon, a little bit more of a military style, bushcraft style knife. Linen micarta, G10 scales, or G10 liners. These are stonewash finish, and the Mark III. Well, here I'll show you these. These are really cool. So we've got some glow in the dark handles that are coming out.
Oh, wow!
Right?
Can you kill zombies with those?
These things are stupid bright, right? So, and of course my flashlight's dying. So there we go. I know that works. So I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of light, right? And it's not even out in the daylight. You get the gist of it. But
wow, things glowing even enough just now.
yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
Oh, is that magic?
That's cool.
And you notice the difference between the one side that was charged up and the other one that wasn't.
Yeah. So there's just ambient light, and there's the one that just got a little bit of glow from
wow, that's cool.
From the flashlight. So the whole idea of this is that the customer can switch out their handles over time. And let's say you're going on a camping trip or something. This is perfect because if you drop your knife in the middle of the woods, at nighttime, you can't find it. It's also a great survival tool for pilots. We've been designing a new survival kit just for bush pilots and that. So they would carry these types of handles because they can actually just leave it on their person, charge it up with their flashlight, save their flashlight, and they can actually use this in the sheath as a signaling device. It's kind of neat, multi-use. And then we got stuff, Kiranite handles, so the guys can dress up their knives this way for hunting, more of a blaze orange style. And
so that material for the glow in the dark, can that be made into other things? Like other type of grips and stuff?
Yeah.
Does it come as like a raw block or something?
Yeah. Comes in a series of different shapes and different thicknesses, and then you have to machine it down or hand sand it. And it's really easy to work with. It's really easy to work.
So you can have like glow in the dark grips for your 1911.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
If you wanted them
for a bedside gun, I think that'd be great. Or
yeah, there you go.
Personal protection, I think. Pull it out. Don't make me shoot you with this thing. Let's see, and then we've got the new knife coming out for the grunt style shoot. is going to be one of these guys. So this is the Mark III knife. There's no difference in profile. So this is my same award-winning design. And this is now CPM 154. So this is a powdered steel. Heat treated to 60 Rockwell again. And this has got a Magpul gray Cerakoting on it that we do in-house. And then we do a different style laser etching, right? So now we've switched to a small Vulture head, our designation, our steel designation. And then we go into my maker's mark and made in the USA. So for the shoot next month, one side will say the range at 355, all nice and big. And the other side will say grunt style. And then I think right along the spine, we're going to put the date of the shoot on there. So that way everyone knows that that's one of the prizes.
That's awesome.
And that's going to be pretty cool. Then we came and did some OD handles the other day. These are a canvas micarta. All of this stuff is USA. So we're getting our steel right here in Pennsylvania. Our micarta is all coming from the US. We're not using any of that Chinese stuff. So our prices are a bit stiff on that, but that's the OD with a super black finish to it.
That's cool.
That one's kind of, I did a run of DOD knives a while back for a DOD contractor. We had some leftovers. They were sterile units, right? So they had no US markings on them whatsoever. We didn't use US steel. We didn't use the US micarta and everything, but we had some leftovers. So we finished building them, and they went like nuts because everyone wants a black knife. And I didn't think that, black knives were still in, but I guess they are. But here's one we did in burnt bronze. So this is going to be one of our standard colors on the Mark III platform. So this matches all the weapons guys. They're using burnt bronze, like that POF I just showed you guys. Then we got various beads and things like that. And sheath is really cool. It's made here in Illinois by Black Rhino.
Oh, awesome!
It's they're doing a great job. I like to support as many guys as I can. Plus, I don't have enough time to do 200 things at once. So we've done Raven concealment clips that are ambidextrous, as well as in the waistband or out of the waistband. So you can flip anything the way you want it. You want to carry it, in the waistband, out of the waistband. You want to carry it right or left side. So the customer is really able to do whatever they want to do with carrying that. And then pretty quick, I'll show you, there's our new retail box. So everything's coming in a really cool box. Inside, you've got some safety warnings, things like that, sticker, social media tags.
So where do you have those printed, those boxes?
Big sticker. Down south, as a matter of fact.
Cool.
And then as you take your knife out, inside we're including a ferro rod sheath with each knife. So in case you wanted to buy a ferro rod or you had one, you can bolt it right to your side of your knife. And then we're also including a rubber Velcro backed patch. So that's the Mark III platform that's coming out. Stonewash and Cerakote. And then of course, hopefully by next year, the suppressor line will get moving a bit. Got a couple cool designs that we've thrown into the virtual simulator, and they've done pretty good. So we got some tweaking on that, but that's a long road.
Our friend Gino over at can't speak at Black Rhino Concealment actually said to say hello. Actually, technically, he said,
"Is Gino on there?"
He's on the Facebook chat. Yeah, he might join in with us too tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, he said, "Tell Will, nice haircut for me."
I missed my 3-pound squirrel, man. I had this massive head of hair. It was horrible. It was longer than my wife's hair. I think she didn't like that.
I'm gonna actually send him the link over there right now. So if he wants to jump in, he can. He said he probably would. So we'll see. But awesome. There we go. Now, have you seen the Ultra clips? Actually, you were talking about the the belt loops or belt hooks on that sheath.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Ultra clip?
Yeah. I think we're going to stock those as as a secondary, right? So we've got some in the waistband loops, some speed clips and things like that on the site. And I think that's one of those things that I'd really like to go after too, is just a locking clip.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it.
That's the one that snaps open, right? It's like a blade tech.
I'll just kind of show it. So basically,
oh yeah.
you slip the fabric through there,
Mm-hmm.
latches down on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to necessarily have a gun belt to where you can put it in your jeans or whatever, and it'll clip right onto it.
Yeah.
And they will work with most any holster. You can take, put these on, any holster that uses the J hooks or something like that.
Well, that was one of the principles why we did the sheath the way we did, right? So we've got a tight pair here for use with Raven, and then everything else is on 3/4 inch platform. So you don't have to worry. We can mount anything to it. We got some really kick-ass leather sheaths coming out in the next 2 months. So we've had a lot of guys, like, we want a leather sheath again. We want a leather sheath. And we did one a while back with a gentleman in Indiana, and it worked pretty well. We had to refinish every single sheath last minute before we left for Blade Show a couple years ago. And I just, you get one chance with me, and that's it. So when everything came and it was a little off, I was like, oh. So we're sanding, staining, and heat treating and conditioning sheaths the night before till like 3 o'clock in the morning. It sucked. But we're definitely bringing back a leather sheath option too.
Very cool. So, what else we got? So I got a couple projects I'm working on too. I'll mention as well. And Gino's actually jumped in the house with us tonight.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
Gino.
How's it going? We don't see you, but we hear you.
I'm in the process of moving, so I'm laying on the floor because furniture is still on the truck, which is awesome.
Where are you moving to?
Just like 3 miles down the road.
Oh, because I'm in the middle of moving too. Actually, well,
I know it's not as cool as like halfway across the country.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got a couple projects that we're working on too. By the way, I'll mention in the meantime. One of them is actually going to be the pistol caliber carbine build, which is a lot of popularity. This one actually uses Glock mags. Circle 10 or quarter circle 10. Manufacturer that makes it, and they're out of Arizona. Picked up from Bad Arms. You can go to badarms.com.
Nice.
So I went with going with one of their uppers. And this will apparently accept mil spec uppers on this lower, so you could use one if you wanted to. However, I've heard that it's best to run their actual upper. I don't know if that's because maybe you have less chance of jamming, perhaps because the ejection port's smaller. I don't know. Not really sure on that one, but it's pretty neat how it works. I'm actually gonna mention this too. Like, for example, magazine release. It's in the traditional spot, but it's basically a lever. I don't know if you can see on the inside of that.
Got it.
So pretty cool stuff. I'm actually excited to build this. It'll take you some time to do it though, because I got to get all the rest of the components and everything together to finish it out. But that's something that's in the works. My thought is, it is a very popular concept. It's also kind of nice to be able to reload like one caliber. If you shoot 9mm, now you can shoot 9 in your rifle and your pistol for competitions and so forth. Also, I know we talk a lot about American-made stuff, and that's usually my preference. I had a company recently out of China contact me, and I'll be doing some videos on this. They sent me some of their stuff. Handguard, I'm going to leave it all in the packaging. Just a regular quad rail handguard. Nothing super fancy, but they're not very expensive. The company name is Lamnur, Lamnur, and they sell through Amazon.
Huh.
So it's not I'm saying a plug to say, hey, go buy this stuff. I'm just saying it's something that's out there, and we're going to be doing a little video on it. My whole thing with them is, if you want to send it to me, do a video on it, sure, I'll do a video. But you have to understand I'm going to do an honest review on it. So I'll explain, the pros and cons of it flat out.
Yeah.
and so forth. I won't go into those now because I haven't had a chance to really go ahead and test them. But one of the interesting things that I have here too, which I've never wanted to buy, but I figure if they're going to send one, I'll test it out. You hear a lot of people badmouth them, is aluminum gas block. So they're very lightweight, but you hear about the dissimilar metals and the heating expansion and all that kind of stuff and wear and tear. And I'm curious how it'll hold up. In fact, I'm thinking about testing it out on the 308 I'm building just for test, something to do, try it out, and kind of go from there. So we've got those things coming up. We'll do some videos on very soon. Also some new products, and also have a new optic here we're going to be doing something with too. This is actually for the 50 States of AR-15 project. It's all in the plastic. Haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet, but
I got to play with one with Optics Planet a while back.
Oh yeah,
zeroing everything in while they were doing some photos and some video clips and that. And of course,
this is actually out of
good run through. It was a nice scope. It was really easy.
I'm sorry, who made it?
The SIGs, the new SIG rifle.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And
this one's actually from a company called Lucid.
Who was just talking about that?
I might have been. I don't know. I know we talked recently. I might have mentioned it, but Lucid. This is the 1-6.
That's their new 1-6.
Yeah, Lucid's 1-6, and it has basically a threaded throw lever you can put install in it too. I don't want to compare it to other brands because there's a lot of these optics are also manufactured overseas, obviously, and they're made to like the specs of the company that's selling them. I don't know if I'll be able to even show the reticle on these. We just dropped the cap off of it.
Just gonna ask you.
Probably you'll see it on the camera, I imagine, just because it's weird. But there we go. Neat. So that gives you an idea of what the reticle looks like.
Glass has gotten so good in the last 15 years; it's disgusting.
It has. I think so. For
a show that was like, what? You want $100 for that? And I pick it up. I'm like, oh, that's really bright. And you're looking at the coatings and everything's really advanced.
Oh, yeah. So Lucid's actually out of Wyoming, and we're going to be using this on the Wyoming rifle build when we get to the Wyoming rifle build. But in the meantime, we're going to also use it as a, I don't know if the correct terminology is a test bed, I guess. Use it on some of the other rifles because not every state's going to have optics for it. The rifle builds for the 50 States build or project. They also have a quick detach mount as well that we'll be using with this. And I'll just kind of show that too as well. And I'm going to do, a video on these coming up in more detail and everything for everybody out there watching, but just kind of wanted to give a glimpse of what we've been working on.
Did the mount come with the scope?
Well, they actually sent it to me, but they sell them separately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they actually donated it for the 50 States project. They heard about what we were doing, and they thought it was pretty awesome, and they wanted to help support it. So that was really awesome of them. Kind of give you an idea of the mount, which has their logo on it too, Lucid Optics.
That's nice looking.
Yeah. What I do like about it is the release on here. You can squeeze it down, and then the cam system, of course. So unlike some of them where you have to kind of like lift the lever up on this side, you can just squeeze it with one motion and release it.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. But yeah, it doesn't look like a bad mount,
Rick, what kind of retail cost on the optic and the mount?
If you're looking at their website, I have to pull it up. I want to say the optic was $449, like retail, like MSRP or whatever. But as you know, MSRP and retail can vary. And I hate giving out prices because, one, they change, and I could be wrong. I'll see if I can pull up on their website right now, Lucid Optics. My Lucid Gear, actually, is what their website is.
My Lucid Gear.
Yeah, My Lucid Gear. My LUCID, and then word gear. They have a bunch of different optics and so forth available, spotting scopes and stuff. This is the one that I just showed now is the L7, I believe, which I gotta actually open this up on a different Explorer or a different browser because sometimes my internet
You're
or
on?
my what do you call it? The if I could speak clearly, sometimes my Internet Explorer acts all goofy and stuff. So it'll take me a second to pop it up here, but yeah, it's the L7 rifle scope. The MSRP is $449, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up their mounts as well.
Pull your screen share on, Rick.
Yeah, good point. I'm gonna try to do that. The only problem is I went to go open it up in here. I'll just a little insight. It'll allow me a screen share on Internet Explorer, but it won't let me screen share with the Google Chrome. It's kind of weird, but let me see what I can do here on my end.
I bet you there's an add-on for it.
Well, it'll do a screen share. It's just something about it, like it works on one computer, the other computer doesn't work for some reason. I don't really know. Let's see. Can you guys see this now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So for some reason, the drop-down menu bounces around. Whoa! Holy feedback. That was bad. I don't know whose feedback that was coming from.
Wow.
Ooh. Let me see if I can get this to open, because for some reason my drop-down menu is weird. It might be the fact that I'm having technical difficulties with it. Let's see. It could be this. A lot of times when I have like it zoomed in more than 100%, it'll flicker like that. Yeah, for some reason it won't let me do it that way. So let me try this. I had the accessory page link. So here is, okay, so their mount, their MSRP on the mount that I was just showing is $159. And then I'm going to see if I can pull it up on, you probably can't see my screen now, correct?
Yeah, I'll see it.
Oh, do you see this? Do you see the L7 scope on it now?
No, we're still on the accessory page.
Oh, no.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I go to Chrome. Chrome doesn't like allow it to display for some reason. It's really strange. So I just copied the link because for whatever reason, Internet Explorer and Chrome have their own little differences. Now, do you see the L7?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is just an example. So yeah, $449 is what their list pricing is, or their MSRP pricing is. I don't know what they go for in stores and retail wise. I haven't really had a chance to search for it. But it seems, pretty much on par with some of the other bigger names out there. And I want to go and compare, but, they got some red dots and so forth as well. But you can check them out, mylucidgear.com. I think they're kind of cool. And go ahead and take that off my screen share. So got that going on. There's some other products I'll be testing out. I have, as far as like cleaners and things like that, one of them is still packed up that I got to find in all the boxes that were still unpacking here since the move. Which, by the way, I was talking with our friends over at Spinta Precision, too. They're actually in the process of moving and expanding and so forth, because I'm looking at picking up a barrel from them, actually, for that pistol caliber carbine and a couple other things for some other projects. But I've got in my hand Metal Defense, another product that we're going to check out. It's basically, it says prevents rust on tools, firearms, any metal items stored indoors. Which is kind of weird they say indoors specifically. I thought. It's kind of strange to word it that way. And this is manufactured by a company called Cop Gear Incorporated out of Rochester, New York. It says, great for garage, farm, gun safes, toolboxes, etc. Use, spray, and let dry. Will not harm bluing, plastic, wood, etc. So I'm going to give that a try and see what that's like. See how it works, Testing out lubricants and oils is always kind of a weird one, doing videos and so forth, because it's like, all you can really describe is what does it smell like? How does it wipe on? How does it wipe off? Unless you're going to go put it out like in the elements or give it like that whole time span duration thing of, getting them wet, letting them dry and stuff to see if they're going to, whatever it is going to rust. Or like someone suggested too, in some of these things, testing like the freezing points and like, lighting them on fire and see how they burn and all types of goofy things I've heard, So doing videos on lubricants and gun cleaning products are kind of so-so. I mean, really, you know, sometimes you can see some magical stuff happen with the cleaners and whatnot, but you know, anyway.
We ran a test a while back, and when we were starting, we started using some chain lubes and things like that because we wanted a really thick oil, because the Mark I knives were all 1095, so they oxidized like that, and it was just, customers were like, "Oh, my knife is rusting. It's a piece of shit." Oh, well, whatever. So we started taking a pretty scientific approach, and like when you put oil on something, I'm sitting there and it's vinegar and oil salad, right? One night, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait a minute, the oil's sitting on top. If the water's in the gun because you got it wet, or the moisture's in the cracks, and you put the oil on it and it wants to sit on top, why would I want to use that oil? I want to use an oil that goes underneath and pushes the water out. So we did a pretty cool test. We got a bunch of test tubes, and we lined up all 3 or 4 higher end Lucas oils, WD-40, the WD-40 Specialist, which is a really cool new oil. What else? We had Ballastol, Rem oil, of course. But anyway,
Yeah.
then we used Corrosion X and Strikehold. And Corrosion X and Strikehold were the only 2 oils that were actually heavier than water. So as you put them in the test tube with the water came up, and they sat at the bottom. Now, Corrosion X is really nasty on the hands. It stinks. It's green. It's thick. It's got a really high smoke point. That's what the military is using as their new Cosmoline. So they hose everything down in this. They got bug sprayers, and they just like pressurize these things. The guys walk by the underneath side of the Humvees, and they just hose these things down. It works really good in the wintertime to keep all of the slush and crap off the control arms when you run an off-road rig. But we use Strikehold in with us. And it's a real thin. It's a CLP. It's got a high smoke point to it, and it's really nice. It's really nice. So you only need a little bit of film on there, and it's a traditional lube, right? So you know it gets very, very thin very quick, and that's what we coat everything in the shop with. So when the knives ship from us, they're coated with Strikehold, and it does a nice job. Keeps the linen micarta nice and dark. Keeps water from getting into the cracks and things like that, especially around the screws.
So how harmful is it too, as far as like?
Yeah, you don't want to eat it.
You don't want to eat it.
Yeah,
you don't wear gloves working with it and so forth.
You know what I found out? The transmission fluid the other day tore the backs of my hands up really bad. Probably from all the years of gun scrubber and crap on my hands, right? But no, it's not. I wouldn't leave it on your skin. Like I'd use some gloves and stuff like that. It definitely has a cleaning agent in it because it cleans like crazy fast.
Well, yeah, like you mentioned trans fluid. I mean, working in a repair shop and stuff, doing trans services and whatnot for a long time. You know, yeah, that stuff. It's long term. It's not so good for you, but obviously. But I will tell you what, the detergent properties. If you have greasy, grimy hands from doing brake work, and you start doing trans service and everything, and the trans fluid, even if it smells and it's dirty and burnt, even when you're done, your hands end up coming out like white and clean just because it picks up all the stuff right out of them.
Detergents in there. Well, I pulled the wrong plug on my new Toyota, and it's got synthetic, and it burned the backside of my hands. I've never had that before. So they must have some really harsh detergents in that one.
If it's a fairly new Toyota, it's probably got the World Service Fluid or World whatever that's like supposed to be lifetime fill and never change it kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all fully synthetic and really kind of strange stuff.
And expensive too, of course.
Yeah, when you watch a quart of it drip out the wrong hole and you're like, oh, that's the wrong hole. Get a pick.
Oh man, I have stories of that. To get off topic of guns a little bit, because sometimes we do anyway. When I was servicing vehicles, we had one that came into the shop that was just at one of the quick oil change places. I'm not going to name any names. And they drained the trans fluid and overfilled the engine oil on it. They came in for the trans slipping on it and looked at it, and we said, holy crap, this thing's got like twice as much engine oil. So we had to do an oil change properly and basically take the trans pan off, inspect it, clean it out, replace the filter, put a new pan on it, or new pan gasket on it, and refill it back up. And luckily the trans was still working. Somehow, some miracle, there's just enough trans fluid probably to keep that thing where it could actually shift. It was kind of amazing that it had just enough to be able to do that when it was
enough to work.
Yeah, when they're basically there's just enough fluid in the bottom of the pan, I guess, in the sump, that if you're not accelerating hard, it had enough fluid to keep it in gear to be able to drive it. But it was slipping a little bit here and there, and that's why they brought it in. And of course, we took care of it, and hopefully the trans lasted for a little while, but it probably was going to be burned a bit. So anyway, that's slightly off topic a little bit. Good touch base, David. How's everything going on your end?
Going good. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see, what can I talk about tonight? Reduced to 22.com. Mike Cox owns Mike Cox. Oh my God, I can't talk tonight either. And I'm on my first one. But he owns Reduced to 22.com. He has a big event coming up with Charlie Melton, a long range event. I was actually just looking at my text to figure out when the event was. He's got a ton of sponsorship going on with this event. It's a big charity event for the Danny Dees Memorial Fund. So proceeds go straight to that event. Reduced22.com. Gotta give him a shout out. We're part of that. Vortex is part of it. I believe. Oh my God. Sarges is part of it. Grunt Style. You guys. I think you guys are doing the shirts for that event. There's all kinds of people involved into it. So that's one thing we got coming up in August, I believe it is. I'd have to check. It's on their website, and they got a big raffle event for some tribute rifles that people are doing, and a lot of neat stuff. So that's one big thing we got coming up. NRA, I'm not going to be at NRA this year, unfortunately. I got other things I got to take care of.
Yeah, we're going to be of course.
Yeah, you're gonna have a busy day. We went last year. Last year was busy, but
yeah.
Of course we got in our. I still got to send this over, but we got our Trigicon in from Trigicon.
Cool.
Start doing our review on, and it's we got an MRO, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if I can do that little trick you did. Let's see. Oh yeah, check that out.
Right. That's awesome. I've wanted one of those for a while now. Is it nice?
Yeah, same here.
They sent it to me for free. I got to send it back. But Rick and I and a couple other social media guys, we're all teaming up to do reviews on other company products and stuff. And Trigicon's just down the road, so I shot them out a nice little email and said, hey, can we do some marketing stuff for you? And they said, we don't have any money. And I said, that's okay. We'll do it for free. So they sent us over that. What else we got going? Falcon 3.7 and their advanced mod charging handles. We handle all of their nationwide distribution. Have you guys seen these yet?
I have.
I've seen them
in person though.
That's the left-handed adapter, right?
No, it's it's like a pistol slide charging handle. So let me pull my AR outside to go grab it. It drops in strictly just like I hit my pin, just like your standard drop-in. Get this on camera without dropping anything. That's the charging handle all assembled, and it's got two positions on a Picatinny rail. You pull your old one out, you put your new one in, and it drops in just like that.
Oh.
And it's ambidextric, and it rides right over about 99% of the stocks it fits on. But it's ambidextric, and it gives you the action of a pistol slide. So as you're up here, a lot of guys have to bring it down and two-finger it or however they do it. You can literally stay on point just like that and never have to go off target. It gives you a fast action. It clears jams and stovepipes and whatever else you get stuck up in it. And it's not slippery even when it's wet. Now, if you got oil on your hands, it's a real pain in the ass to pull. But it's really nice and rigid. And Safariland manufactures it for Falcon 3.7, so they're their manufacturing aspect of it.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
High quality 7076 T6 aluminum, aircraft aluminum. It doesn't get much better than that. MSRP on them's $75, and then MSRP is like $90.
Have you ever gotten your beard stuck on it?
No, I actually shaved. My beard was down to like here, and I shaved it about, I don't know, two months ago, somewhere around there, and I started growing my hair out instead. So my wife about murdered me when I cut my beard. I've cut it twice in the last 4 years. If not, it'd probably be hanging down below my waist now. But
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't get past that one part of the stubble that keeps growing in. I sit here like a rabid dog, scratching. I'm like, screw it, gone.
Yeah, not everybody can do it. I picked up a couple new guns. I picked up a riot gun, just a standard shotgun, Weather BPA08TR. It's a 21-inch barrel if you measure it properly, and if you're not smart, it's 17 and a half. But it's a freaking cannon. It's great too. I love this thing. And then I'm building out my 450 Bushmaster with a bunch of parts that I'm hodgecobbing together, and then I actually have a new lower receiver company is sending to me. It's not even out on market yet, which is really cool. It's skeletonized, so as soon as I get that, I'll post some pictures up of that off of on the Instagram.
Can you say who the company is?
I would if I remembered. That's how. They literally just reached out to me like yesterday and said, "Hey, can we send this to you?" And I was like, "Yes." Send it. I'll do a video segment on it, and because that's what the whole YouTube channel is about is the new video segment and getting companies and doing marketing and helping everybody else out in the community. And you can't have enough marketing in itself, so
cool.
Works out good.
So yeah, we're also speaking of marketing, we got the box of the Renegade ammo here too for the 45 that we'll be trying out soon.
I hate those boxes.
Yeah, I know the box was kind of not the greatest, but
I like these a lot better.
Yeah, the bags definitely, I think, are a better way to go.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Probably easier to pack and ship too, I imagine, as long as they're thick enough not to tear open it, when you're shipping them.
Yeah, they're like a 2 mil or something. They're super heavy. There's 259 mil in here.
No, boom.
Still there, but the pull away broke. But yeah, and then we get the companies who want the little boxes, the white boxes. So I try to keep everybody happy and best I can do.
That's pretty
Stay busy
cool.
with it.
Yeah, I know a lot of times it's that whole market appeal, how it looks on the shelf and so forth. And I think the bags do look very nice, especially when you're looking at remanufactured. People want to think of like bulk, lower cost ammunition. And when you think about that, you think about, hey, like when you go to the grocery store and looking at cereals, and they got like got the cereal in the box, which costs a lot, and you got the lower cost stuff that's in the bag. Not that it's worse or anything, in worse quality or anything, but it's just lower cost. It's an option, especially if you shoot a lot. You want to save some money.
Yeah, sometimes reman ammo can be lower cost. Sometimes it's not. It all depends how it's manufactured, what it's manufactured with.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of speculation between reman ammo should be cheaper. I disagree with it. Not that I say it should be more expensive, but a lot of our ammunition is single loaded, so
right. Kind of depends on the process, I guess, too.
Yeah. I can only produce about 20,000 a month, and that's it. So it's a lot of backfeed, a lot of backlogging, and back ordering.
Well, how do you manage that too, as far as not getting too far backlogged, where you're like not getting product out fast enough for people?
It's a challenge. So I took a lot of process and I do contract out some ammunition. So I have a local company. They buy about 50,000 a month off me, and I contract it out like a lot of ammunition manufacturers do. So.
Okay. Interesting to know. So, what's going on over at Gruntstyle there, Gino?
I don't work at Gruntstyle, bud.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Gruntstyle. Black Rhino Concealment.
Congratulations, you got promoted.
A lot of stuff. We're finishing everything up to go out to Atlanta for the weekend. Well, Rob's going to Atlanta. I'm staying, taking care of the shop again.
So I'll probably see Rob walking around again.
Yeah, you'll probably see Rob walking around again. The Manicore Arms guys decided to already start tagging me at the airport. Spurring.
No.
How was everyone?
They started doing that in SHOT Show.
I'm like, what the hell? Why would you do that to him?
Oh yeah. It's spurred yet another round of calls from family and friends wanting to know why I jumped on an airplane without telling anyone. We've got some giveaways for the Gun Collective Q&A panel that we're doing at the meetup. Yeah, it should be a good time. I'm really curious to see what comes out of the NRA meetup this year with the SIG brace reversal going on, and the
I didn't hear this. What is this about?
The ATF released a letter reclassifying the SIG brace as okay to shoulder.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah. And then that was yesterday. Today, supposedly, because it only applied to braces that did not attach to the stock, which kind of left the Shockwave blade and the tail hook kind of out in the wind. But today they released another letter clarifying that it's apparently okay to shoulder as long as you don't permanently shoulder it. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not trying to give any legal advice, but it sounds like, I mean, if you weren't already shouldering your SIG brace now, I don't think anything's going to come from it, which is awesome.
Yeah, and like, has anything ever come of it before? I mean,
no one's been prosecuted for it. No one's been charged with it. So
that's goofy.
Yeah,
it is goofy. It's goofy in general, like the whole SVR thing, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out with the letter right when the SIG brace came out and said, okay, just don't shoulder it, and it's not a thing. And then everyone started screaming, oh my God, how can this be true? How can this be true? And then they reversed it, and then they put it back again, and now they're saying, oh no, it's okay to shoulder. Wow.
Yeah,
that doesn't give me.
Make up your mind, people.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were really excited that they could now reshoulder the SIG brace, but it's not taking SBRs off the regulated list. It's not really a victory. You know, it's kind of more of a, okay, cool, be distracted while still nothing gets passed. The Hearing Protection Act hasn't passed. It's, you know, it's smoke and mirrors.
Well, did you see that new, what is it? Senate bill just came through today. You see it?
Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 something.
All right, so let's see here. What is this? Senate Bill 233. It's a shell bill put in by Patricia Van Pelt. It looks like it's something to do with a vaguely written and unenforceable anti-gun amendment that has to do with firearms dealers being prosecuted if they sell a gun to somebody who goes out and commits a felony or comes out and commits a crime. They can go and sue the gun dealer. So
wow.
Pay attention, Pete. And it's completely vague. Like, they talk about it in abstracts, and of course they don't ever want to say what they really want. They want to be able to skirt the law in any way they can. As true for fashion in Illinois, right?
Yeah, I was going back and forth with a couple people because apparently you can fill out a witness slip for an Illinois bill if you do not live in Illinois. And I asked the lady in Massachusetts that had filled out a witness slip not in favor of allowing us to have suppressors in Illinois, why she thought it was okay for her to fill out 5 witness slips saying she was against it when she didn't even live in the state.
And you get a response?
Nothing worth mentioning.
So it's a yes, but no.
Yeah, nothing polite. I mean, it was a simple, honest question. I don't understand how in Illinois politics you can fill out legal paperwork if you don't even live in the state. But I also don't live in Chicago, so I guess it will never make sense to me.
Very true. So Corey, you've been kind of quiet. Anything you want to throw into this?
Well, I am a new ambassador over at Grunt Style, which I'm very thankful and very lucky to have that opportunity. And as well as here tonight, I am from a small town. You guys probably heard of it, of Seymour, Indiana, home of Johnny Cougar Mellencamp. And I currently live down in New Albany by Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh wow!
So I just recently started my own beard company. So hopefully here in the next couple weeks, my beard website is up and I'm fully able to produce the beard oils and beard balms. I'm getting ready to undergo a leg surgery and be down for about a month. So I'm kind of anxious to see how all this is going to work out.
Oh man!
So I'm kind of eager. Indiana just actually passed a bill through both legislatures about victims of domestic violence, I believe, and that's a big bill here in Indiana to open the summer session for constitutional carry. So that hope is still alive here in Indiana. So I actually know the legislature who's introduced the bill on the floor. So I'm very, very thankful to be a friend of his on Facebook and for him to keep me in the loop. So other than that, does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah. So do you have a website?
I do. It is getting finished right now. It's up online, but I'm waiting to get my labels for all my containers and products. And then after I get that, I'm ready to go.
So where are your products made at?
SouthernStyleBeards.com.
Sorry, I mean to talk over you.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Say the website address one more time.
Wait,
Since I interrupted you.
Can't hear them.
It's SouthernStyleBeards.com.
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. I was going to ask where your products are made. I'm sorry.
I actually make them myself here at my house.
Okay, cool.
It's funny how it actually all got started. I had 2 leg surgeries last year and missed about 6 months of work, and I ended up having to resign from my position. I worked as a supervisor over at the Kroger warehouse, and I had to resign because I wasn't able to continue to do the long distance walking. And I started growing out my beard, and I started making a name for myself a little bit on Instagram, doing funny memes and pictures and whatnot, talking about beards. And I had this idea, and my wife was just kind of joking around and bought me some stuff to make my own balm and everything. And one of my dad's executive trucking partners said, I think we can really do something with this. And lo and behold, here I am. So I'm very excited for this journey. I'm excited for the people I'm meeting. I actually met Pete on Instagram, I believe.
Very cool.
And I'm actually going this weekend to attend Grunt Style on Friday and Thursday afternoon. When I come up to Chicago, I'm going to be headed over to the range at 355 and meet Pete and all the other guys. And I am so thrilled to be on this journey that I'm calling life right now.
That's awesome. I wish I was still back up there so I could actually meet you. That'd be awesome.
Yes, sir.
So you're not going to
time.
Yeah.
Getting some trigger time with my brother there.
That's right.
Man, speaking of that, I haven't been able to go shooting in a while yet, and I've got the itch to go do that soon here. I'm hoping.
You got the ammo.
Yes, I got the ammo. Yeah.
Well, shoot it! I dropped it off almost personally.
I know you did. You just missed me. I was gone and you were here. And It happens. But yeah, I got the ammo. We got to just get to a range and get the time to do it, because every weekend I've been traveling back and forth or doing something. And then now that I'm here, this weekend's going to be NRA show, so we'll be doing that. So we're hoping to go check out some local ranges probably the weekend after NRA show. So and kind of take a look around. We do have a nice indoor range down here too that I kind of walked in once and kind of took a look around at, and looked pretty nice. But there's an outdoor range I got my eye on that I want to go check out, and I'm also still looking for an FFL to work with in the future here down in North Carolina area near Charlotte, and because we've got a lot of rifles to build. You can see all the cases off to the side. That's like the future homes of the 50 states of AR-15 rifles. They'll be going in there, so hopefully we'll be getting back into the swing of things pretty soon and kind of get back into getting some more parts together to work on some more of these rifles coming up pretty quick. And I've got a couple different outstanding projects that have been going on. Obviously, I talked about the newest one, the pistol caliber carbine, and I got some ideas for that, which I'm not going to get into quite yet, but there's some parts and things like, for example, we're going to probably use some things from Hogue grips and so forth on that build. And also have the AR-10 build that we're working on, and then the 1022, which I call the 50 States of 1022. It's kind of like a micro project, like kind of like fitting for the smaller caliber and so forth, but kind of like a micro project, the 50 States AR-15 project, just kind of like a conglomeration of a few different companies and so forth from around the country into one rifle build versus 50 rifles, of course. But that one's going to be pretty close. We're just waiting to get a barrel for it and wrap it up, and maybe possibly do some custom coating on it as well. Had some ideas for that, but we're going to probably build it first and go, test it out and everything, make sure everything runs and all that kind of good stuff, and finish out doing a build video on it. And we'll kind of go from there, which I'm thinking I got some ideas for doing the AR-10 too once it's all wrapped up. Do some other type of custom coating on it as well. One of the things we're trying to figure out right now too is if we're going to stick with, well, I'm not probably going to change out the handguard on it, because you might be able to see from here the rail height difference on the handguard I pointed out before, because we initially were going to be building it with a DPMS style extra tall rail on the upper receiver, and so I had the handguard before I had the receiver set, and so I had the handguard was going to match that, and long story short, just had mixed matched heights on the rail. So might change out the handguard, might change out the upper, but more than likely probably going to be changing out the handguard on it. But for now, you run that and just so I can put it together and test it out. What you got there, Will?
You want a donation from me? Here's a brand new 4N from MMC Armory.
Oh, cool.
Got some QDs on here on both sides. I won't use it.
Oh, yeah?
Should be standard height.
Sure. I mean, it's got a barrel nut with it too? Or is it a drop-in style?
No, it should be a drop-in style. You should be able to use your old barrel nut.
See, I don't have an old barrel nut because it basically is part of the handguard.
Okay.
So that may not work, but otherwise I'd be all for it.
It's sitting here if you need it.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that offer. Very awesome.
Speaking of donations, is anybody a veteran that's on right now?
Well, I'm not. That's for one.
No.
Well, I know you're not, but Peter, you a veteran?
No, sir.
No? Anybody else? Damn.
Nope. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. I was gonna say, because I was gonna give everybody one of these cool pens, but these are veteran pens. But if you guys send me your address, I'll send you another cool ass pen.
Sweet.
Nice.
So and I make them all. I make them out of 308 cases, and I don't have one on me, but
that's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that every time you have me on the show. I'm gonna give away free stuff.
Okay. So I guess we'll have you on more often, huh?
Well, I'm going to include to everybody a really nice limited edition red zip tie.
Wow.
Every single one of you guys will get one of these. They come from the gun shows. They're very, very, very rare. You know, they do chamber checks with these. You know, it's a one-time use, so please, you know, respect it. Don't just wait. You know, these are very limited. They only come out like twice a year or something like that.
Nice. I actually had a pack of neon colored ones for some reason at one point, and I'll use those sometimes for like makeshift chamber flags or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Cracks me up, but no, that's something else too. Like I know one of the things I kind of was including with my giveaways sometimes that I would put together like a swag bag or whatever. There was a point in time I had a couple of them. I don't know if I have any more left now. Maybe just one somewhere, but wow, my screen froze up there for a second. But anyway, I went on a visit up to MGS Firearms. It was a couple of years ago now, and
Are those tampons? What?
Seal 1 CLP.
Let me take a look. All right, there it is. Nate, is that a sealed tube?
Yeah, it's gun cleaner or gun oil, I believe. Dwight sent me these from Seal 1 to send out with pretty much all the products that we ship out. I throw in a little sample for Dwight over at Seal 1, and anybody else who sends stuff over. We just pile as much stuff as we can in the boxes and send it out. So it's good
Nice.
Marketing, like I said. We do a lot of cross marketing.
Hey, there wasn't one in the box with this, was there, with this ammo? Because I had a lot of
I
packing
drove
peanuts.
it to North Carolina. I drove one box to North Carolina. You want some free lube?
Oh, this is going south.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to make sure because there was packing peanuts all inside that box, and I didn't know if maybe it was in there and I threw it out by mistake.
Yeah, I left it at my buddy's house and asked him to ship it because it was like $8 to ship one box of ammo, and it would have cost me $30.
Yeah, right. It was a lot easier to do it that way. Certainly.
Yeah.
So, what I was going to say is MGS Firearms was up there, and I'm inside the shop, and Jake, who's one of the co-owners of the shop, he's like, "Here, you want to try this out?" You know, basically, he pulled one of his ARs off the shelf, you know, one of his sale units that he had up on the wall, and he dropped in a blue bolt for it, and pulled out some ammunition, and we fired a couple rounds inside the building. It was just kind of one of those funny, goofy things. Is like, yeah, let's go try this out in the hallway. Just shoot it at the back door. You know, these little tiny paint splotch or whatever on the door. He didn't care. And so I saved some of the shell casings from it. So I was giving away, like putting the date on it or whatever. And it's like a souvenir for somebody because I had a small video on YouTube doing that. It's one of the BIGGUNNER81 collectibles that are oh so rare. So anyway.
If I'd have known that, I'd have saved the buckets and buckets and buckets full of empty spent Sims rounds from the facility.
There you go.
You know, but
right. That's what it is. And for those that haven't seen it, it's basically just like a little tiny. It's a cartridge that has like a primer, and I don't know if it has any powder at all, but it has a primer and like a little paintball basically in place of your bullet. Of course, you still don't want to get hit with them and so forth and all that, but you know, it's ammunition, so you can train and you know, so forth. But anyhow, I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to throw out there before we wrap things up for tonight.
Heck, I've got some ammo cases if you want to reload them.
No, I've got a ton of brass. Trust me, the people that helped me do my move were like, "What the hell's in this box?" We had a lot of lead and a lot of brass to transport. And
so, Rick, I want to just I'll make it quick.
Sure.
So, of course, we have our grunt style range at 355 two-gun run coming up on May 13th. A $25 ticket will get you Chow. This is the T-shirt, the two-gun run shirt from our friends at Grunt Style. This was last September.
Yep.
So, $25 ticket will get you Chow T-shirt, meet and greet with Glock / Grunt Style team captain Shane Coley and Michelle Viscuzzi. They'll be up at the range. $75 to shoot the match. Match winner will win a Warfighter Mo package. It's Dark Earth. It's a $13.99 retail gun.
Man.
Of course, Will is donating a Cholera Mark III with the GS and Range at 355 logo, as he said earlier. And Will, that's a $400 retail value, correct?
yeah, that's $400.
I mean, it's $400. I mean, there's no shaving on that one.
No, they're $400.
Yeah, will also be a Range at 355 annual membership, which is $500. A Range at 355 custom gun belt, and myriad other prizes. We're hoping we get some, we've had some great shooters come out in the past. Looking forward to having some great competition, some good fellowship, and of course, our good friend Brian Krieger from Four Roses Bourbon is sponsoring, and we'll be doing a tasting. He's got a special cocktail he's going to be breaking out for it. So fellowship, shooting, just a lot of fun, just like September.
So how many shooters is it limited to?
80.
80. So someone has a 1 in 80 chance for $75 to win a rifle, basically, is what it sounds like.
I mean,
really,
there's no prize here that's not great. There's going to be other things. We're going to have a little prize table action. The competition's going to be great. We're going to have 4 stages. It's a 2-gun match, of course, 2-gun run. So 2 rifle stages, 2 pistol stages. We're working with Bill Zeller and team from XL Training Group. He's a USPSA match director. Put on a great match last time. I thought it was great and that we couldn't get any better, but we've got some great ideas to make it better.
Absolutely. I think
Stay
the value
tuned for the surprise.
A surprise. I'm interested to know what that is. No, I have to say though, for the dollars and cents and for what you have going on there, it's definitely a high value event. When it comes to like some of the other options that are there, everything's all fun and everything and that kind of stuff. But sorry, I was just reading some of the comments on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's well worth it, definitely. I'm not just saying it because I'm biased, because I am, but legitimately, it's a lot of fun, and your prizes are awesome, and you got a good event put on. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Yeah, and partnering with Grunt Style, they're pros. They make it. Just being with those guys is a lot of fun. So, and it's a good cause, veteran-owned company, of course, and veterans and patriots staff in that shop.
Is there a caliber restriction?
Negative.
Oh,
it's going to be.
Then I can use this.
Mine's bigger.
Right there, baby. I got the
man. So our friends out on YouTube were talking about where I am right now because they're trying to figure out that I mentioned that I moved.
Undisclosed safe house location in North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, we moved out to North Carolina. So kind of get adjusted to all that kind of stuff and finding new places to shoot and so forth and to film. And I think I may have found a couple options for that, which we'll probably get to in a couple weeks. Hopefully we'll have some videos on it and so forth. But it's going to take a little bit of time to get kind of things unpacked and figure out what to do with stuff. And before I get back in the swing of really, cranking out tons of videos. NRA show we're going to go to. We're going to try to get some of the filming done. Some filming and some things like that done there as well, and then see how quickly we can get that posted up and everything afterwards. And then after that, it's getting back into the swing of bringing some product reviews and so forth out there.
No pressure, but if you don't come to the 2-gun run, we're probably going to have to cancel it. A lot of sad, disappointed people.
No,
if you don't make it.
Okay, I'd like to. I'm going to try to see what I can do because. Truth be told, with all the moving and everything, it's kind of it's. I need to be at the job, and then with all the moving, I've been interrupting that process there too and everything. So that's a whole other discussion. But
I don't know, but I hear this right here.
Yeah, the world's tiniest violin.
Hey, Rick, you can't shoot in your backyard.
My backyard has people behind me, so no, I'm not. We don't have the awesome setup that you got, unfortunately.
Railroad ties, dude.
It would be my dream, totally.
Judicious marksmanship,
right?
Yes.
Hey, did you see the video that we did when we blew up the 20-inch Dodge Ram rim with tannerite?
I was wondering what that was that flew up in the air, but I saw the video.
Yeah, that thing went up 200 feet straight in the air.
Well, I'm gonna have to come out and hang out with you one day so we can do some cool stuff like that in your yard.
I got 780 yard range, so I'm good to go. We can shoot about anything you want.
Wow,
Nice.
that's cool.
That'll be fun. Yeah, that's one of the things that it's one of my dreams. You know, there's a lot of things you can't do in certain places, and I'm hearing like out here, you know, this is supposed to be like a very pro gun state, and you hear a lot of people saying when I ask, "Hey, is there any place you can move and shoot?" You know, because of course, you know, indoor ranges that's not going to work, but I'm hearing some people say, "Oh no, there isn't any place nearby that you can do that." You know, it's kind of surprising with all the people that go out and do shooting and competitive shooting sports that there isn't places like that. And then I hear there's a couple places that do allow it. So that's part of our exploratory mission coming up in the next few weeks to go find a place that I can do those kind of things and be able to film at and so forth. And I think I may have found a place. Of course, anything like that's going to be about an hour and 15 hour and a half away from where I'm at. But you know, long story short, so the club that I'm still a member of out in Illinois was about 45 minutes an hour from me anyway. So it's not that much of a adjustment really in time frame and all that. But anyway, kind of rambled on enough. Appreciate y'all being on tonight with us and everyone out there watching. And I'm going to just do a quick little check on gun channels and on YouTube in case you missed any questions. Because we're over on gunchannels.com/BIGGUNNER81. We stream on there as well through the power of YouTube. And let's see. Oh, Tactical Edge. Any word on the Grunt Style 2-gun video? Not sure which one he was talking about exactly. But,
yeah, we filmed the video yesterday morning with our GS friends, and I think they're going to turn that around pretty quick.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is the promo video for it.
Promo video. Hey to Bobby and Jonathan and Cam and Will and all the boys at Tactical Edge.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. And we'll be touching base with them pretty soon, too, regarding some of the projects we're working on. But, yeah, and Just Dano, who's out there on YouTube, thank you for the good wishes on the North Carolina adventure and everything, I guess. And to everyone else out there watching tonight as well, thank you. And all you guys for being on. Gino from Background Concealment, said it right this time. And we've got Corey from Grunt Style, and also from Southern. I'm gonna mess it up again. Sorry. Go ahead and
Southern
say
Style Beards, man.
Yep, that's right.
That was Southern Comfort because it's that just actually goes out that way.
I tried to make it as hard as possible when I chose a name.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's any of them are hard for me. And Will, also thank you. That's pretty cool. Love your gun wall. That definitely knocks the Tank Metzger's background out.
Will's got the belt.
Thanks for putting on the channel and definitely having me on. It was a lot of fun.
I don't know. Definitely, we'll do it again. It was good. I like it.
Anytime.
We'll talk soon. And Pete, as always, thank you again for your support, everything we do on here, and hanging out with us. And
Thanks, Rick.
Grunt Style 2-gun runs is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to make it. We'll see what happens. And to David, thank you again. If you got any last parting thoughts, if you want to throw out.
God bless our troops and the supporting companies that support them, like Grunt Style.
Awesome.
Right on.
Very good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen to that. So, all right. Have a good night, everyone. And also, as always, go out and have some fun shooting.